happy core stability, we are going to go ahead and start on the ground. I'm going to play our Epic Pursuit playlist. If the music becomes overbearing, please let me know and I'll turn it down. We're going to start on the ground. Feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, head rested on your back. And take your arms outside your hips, palms face down, fingertips reach forward, same direction as the toes. Curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hovering. And we hold our shoulder blades hovering and we pump our arms up and down a few inches. Hands reach above the hips a few inches and then push down below the hips a few inches, creating instability through the upper abs. Take a couple deep breaths as you go. Think about inhaling for about 4 pumps and exhaling for about 4 pumps. Keeping with the breath, keeping the upper abs engaged with those shoulder blades lifted. If you'd like to get the low abs more engaged, you can go ahead and push the low back down into the ground. Try to glue it down to the ground. From there, lift your feet off the floor, shins parallel to the ceiling, knees still bent. Or you can extend those legs straight out to a diagonal. Again, keeping the low back glued to the ground, keeping those shoulder blades high. Keep breathing. You got this. Lots of options here for you to take. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead, rest your head, rest your feet flat to the floor. You're going to take it to crunches, sit-ups, or roll-ups. You get to pick. I'll break down all 3. First is crunches, feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, hands behind head, elbows wide, and you curl up, chin to chest, squeeze through the upper abs to lift those shoulder blades just to hover an inch or so off the ground, and then lower the head back down. If you do sit-ups, those hands reach towards the ceiling, and then you roll up 1 vertebrae at a time until you're sitting nice and tall, shoulders stacked over hips at the top, nose forward, and then all the way back down. Roll-ups are the same or very similar as sit-ups. You're just going to extend your legs long on the ground rather than having your feet flat on the floor. And you'll, again, roll all the way up, shoulders stacked over hips, and then all the way back down. So pick whichever one feels best in your body. Activating through the ab wall. Keep breathing as you go. Core is fired up. If you are doing crunches, keep those hands light behind your head. Try to avoid pushing or pulling through the neck. Keep the engagement in the core. And if you are doing sit-ups or roll-ups, try to keep that momentum out of it, muscle in it. So don't be swinging the arms. Try to articulate the spine 1 vertebrae at a time and let the muscle do the work as you lift and lower. And when you're ready, rest it down, head rests, feet come flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. I want you to hug your right knee to your chest and wrap your hands around the shin. And then I want you to extend your left leg along to hover, curl up chin to chest so that the shoulder blades are hovering off the ground. So you're hugging your knee to your chest, shoulder blades lifted, left leg long. Switch. Hug your left knee into your chest, right leg goes long. Keep those shoulder blades high the entire time. And switch, and switch. You got it. Keep those shoulder blades hovering. Try to keep the upper body still as you alternate. Switching, hugging one knee into your chest. And then the other. You got it. And in 3, 2, 1, hug both knees into your chest, and then I want you to rest your head, give those upper abs a brief break, and then when you're ready to get back into it, curl up, chin to chest once again, shoulder blades hover, hugging your knees into your chest like a tight little ball. We go into double leg stretch. Extend your legs out long away from you as you sweep your arms out to the sides behind the head, and then hug everything back into your tight ball. So arms sweep out to the sides behind the head, shoulder blades stay high as you do so, and legs extend away from the body, nice and straight or as straight as you can, to a diagonal, keeping your low back glued to the ground. You can do this. This is hard. This is probably one of the hardest things we do all day. Okay, 3, 2, 1, knees to your chest, rest your head. Beautifully done. You can bring your feet back flat to the floor. Give yourself a little wiggle if that feels good. We're going to go into single straight leg stretch, so building off of the last 2 exercises that we did. Go ahead and curl up chin to chest so that your shoulder blades hover again. Your right knee is going to come towards your chest, and then I want you to extend your right leg straight to the ceiling, toe pointed. Your left foot can stay flat on the floor or it can hover off the ground. And I want you to take your hands and reach them as high on your right leg as you can towards the foot, ankle, calf, wherever you're going to get is fine with me. Keep those shoulder blades lifted and high, and then I want you to switch. Left leg goes up towards the ceiling. Hands grab the left leg. Right leg lowers to hover. And switch and switch. Moving at your pace. Stretching through the backs of the legs. Keeping the shoulder blades high the entire time. So upper abs involved here with the shoulder blades lifted, nice and strong. Relax the head and the neck. Let the upper abs do the work for you. Stretching through the backs of the legs as the legs lift. Working through the obliques as the legs alternate. And low abs as the legs lower. And 3, 2, 1. Bend both knees to your chest. Send your feet flat to the floor and you get to have a rest to your head and your head stays rested for this next one. Take your hands, push them down into the ground outside your hips, and then I want you to send your legs straight to the ceiling. Squeeze your legs together for double straight leg stretch. So legs are to the ceiling, inner thighs really squeeze. Try to get your legs as straight as you can get them. Mine have a little bit of a bend because my hamstrings are tight. So if that's true for you, that's perfectly fine. Low abs here, so I want you to push your belly button down towards your spine. I want you to glue your back to the ground. And we're going to lower our legs away from the body for 3 counts, and then we'll lift them back up to the ceiling for 1. So a nice slow lower and a quick lift. Now, when you're doing this movement, I want you to think about your low back. Is your back glued to the ground? If your back is not glued to the ground, I want you to make the movement a little bit smaller until you get that back glued. The back glued is going to get the work in our low abs and out of the low back. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead, bend your knees to your chest and send your feet flat back down to the floor. From here, we take it to our crisscross or bicycle crunches. So you're going to put your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide, and curl up chin to chest, shoulder blades hover. Pull your left knee towards your chest as you crunch towards that left knee. So crunching, twisting to the left slightly. Come back through center, reset, switch sides. Right knee pulls towards your chest, crunch towards the right knee, and you're going to alternate. Now, if you'd like, you can extend the left leg long to hover after it comes in towards your chest, and then extend the right leg long to hover after it comes into your chest, instead of setting the foot back flat down. Now, if your shoulder blades are trying to dig into the ground as you twist, make the twist a little bit smaller. Make those upper abs work for it. Stay engaged instead of giving up and using those shoulder blades as leverage. You've got it in 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice job. Everybody, get a drink of water. I need to get my water. We're going to come to standing for our balance set. All right. I have got my sip of water. I'm ready to go. So, standing tall. We're going to stand feet hip width apart, toes forward. We're going to go into calf raises. You can have your hands on your hips. You can have your hands in a T, prayer, whatever's going to help you balance. You can even hold on to something if you'd like. Both heels lift and both heels lower. Heels lift, heels lower. So as you're doing this movement, you are working on ankle mobility and you are also working on balance. You're shifting your weight to your toes and then back to a flat foot. Activating through the calves as well.
Does your toes come off the ground as well?
Nope, toes stay flat the whole time. It's just the heels going up and down. Shifting your weight to the balls of your feet and then back down. All right, when you're ready, come back to your flat feet, stand tall, and you're going to take it to side toe taps. We're going to work on the right side first. So take a soft bend through your left leg. That's going to be your supporting leg. And then take your right toes and lift them off the ground. Tap them directly to your right. You choose how far right that is. And then bring the right toes right back underneath the hip. So right toes tap right, come underneath the hip, tap right, come underneath the hip. Now, as you do this, you have some options. You can determine how much of your foot touches the ground when you tap and reset. You can choose your speed. You choose how far out they tap. And if you'd like, you can even not touch the ground. So you can move your foot in the direction out to the right and then underneath the hip without touching the toe down. So you can kind of play with it, find your combination that's going to challenge and work for you. That soft bend through the left leg, just so that it's not locked out, is going to activate and fire up those stabilizer muscles to help center and ground you. pull your belly button in. All right, you have the option to stay here, or you have the option to take this to a lateral high knee. So right toes tap out to the right knee bends and lifts up outside the frame of the hip, so as wide as it can. And then you tap those toes back down wide, reset, repeat. Toes tap right, knee lifts, knee lowers, reset. You can choose if this is a fluid movement or if you break it out. You can choose if you tap those toes down. This is all you. So that high knee is going to be wide. It's coming up and outside the hip. Again, soft bend in that left knee to help activate those stabilizers. And in 3, 2, 1, both feet flat. Reset, give yourself a wiggle if you need to. We're going to take it to a high knee core twist. You're going to lift right knee, left elbow meets right knee. So right knee comes up to a standard high knee, so knee bends and comes up and forward in front of the right hip as the left elbow bent reaches towards the right knee, and then you reset, repeat, same side. Right knee up, left elbow reaches across.
Elbow on your right knee.
Sorry, what was that?
You're touching your left elbow on your right knee.
You're reaching it towards, but good question, they do not have to touch. So just towards. And when you do this movement, I want the right knee to go straight up and down. I want the twist to come from the core. So the elbow reaches across, but the knee goes up and down. That twist with the upper body is going to bring this into the obliques and the abs. Knee goes straight up and down. And in 3, 2, 1, both feet come flat. We're going to take it to a forward fold. Nice little stretch before we reset. So both feet flat, hip width apart. Reach your hands down towards the ground, towards your toes. Fold yourself in half, standing forward fold. You can take a soft bend in your knees if that feels good as you stretch down. Release through the back side of the body. And in 3, 2, 1, roll on up to standing. And we switch sides. So we're going to start with our calf raises again, get grounded. So feet hip width apart, toes forward, standing tall. Option to put your hands wherever is going to support you best. Hold on to something for balance if you need. And we calf raise, heels lift and lower. As heels lift, you're getting some ankle mobility there. And as heels lower, you return to your balanced state. Keep the legs straight here. Keep the nose forward. Shoulders stacked over hips. We're getting calf work. You've got this. Keep breathing. And in 3, 2, 1, we reset. We're going to take it to movement on our left side. Get wiggles out if you need. Stand tall. Take a soft bend through your right leg. That's going to be our stabilizing leg. Left toes tap out to the left on the ground and then come right back underneath the hip. Left toes tap left, reset. Now you have your same options that you had on the other side. So you can choose how far away your toe taps. You can choose how fast you go. You can choose how much of your foot touches the ground. You can choose if your foot touches the ground at all. Play with it, find your challenge point. That soft bend through the right knee is going to help activate through those stabilizer muscles. So think it's activating the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. Pull your belly button into your spine to get the core involved here. All of that's going to help you balance better. You've got it. Just working outer glutes. Feel that hip working, muscles surrounding the hip working, fighting to stabilize. If you're wobbling, that's great. That means that you are working through it. You're making those muscles practice. All right, you have the option now to stay here or take it to a lateral high knee. So toe taps wide, knee lifts wide, toe taps back down wide, reset, foot underneath the hip. So you can make this a fluid movement. you can separate it into pieces and parts. You choose how fast, you choose how big, all you. Now, you might notice that your sides are different. That's okay. Sometimes we have better balance on one side than on the other. Just meet yourself where you're at. Maybe this side is better than your other side. Maybe it's not. You've got it. In 3, 2, 1, stand tall. We reset. Both feet flat to the floor. We're gonna take it to our high knee core twist. Left knee, right elbow. Left knee comes up to a forward standard high knee, bent up and forward. Right elbow reaches across towards the left knee. Reset, repeat. Now you can choose how fast or how big this movement is as well. When you're doing this, I want the knee to go straight up and down. I want the torso to twist. So the elbow is reaching towards the knee is just going up and down. That keeps work through the core, activates through the obliques. We're gonna get a little oblique heavy today. So just bringing those in to the mix here to get them ready to roll. You've got it. And in 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. Stand tall. We're going to take it to our forward fold just to get a little stretch. So feet hip width apart, toes forward. Fold yourself in half. Reach your fingertips down towards your toes or towards the floor. Stretching through the backs of your legs. Letting your hands and arms hang heavy down towards the floor. Maybe you have a soft bend in the knees. Maybe you don't. Finding what's going to work for you. And when you're ready, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. I'm going to get a drink of water, and we're going to meet on the ground on our backs. All right, let's hit it. I'm getting on the ground. Back flat, head rested, feet flat on the floor, knees pointed towards the ceiling. Go ahead and take your hands, push your palms down outside the hips to give you some extra stability and engagement through the upper body. Corkscrew, pull your knees to your chest, extend your legs straight to the ceiling. I want you to squeeze your legs together, squeeze those inner thighs. Now, when we do corkscrew, we draw a circle with our legs in the air, and then when we get to the top of the circle, we switch directions, alternating every other. Now, as you're doing your corkscrew, think low abs. Push and glue the low back down to the ground. If the low back lifts off the ground, make the circle smaller, make it a little bit higher towards the ceiling. If your low back is glued to the ground, make the circle bigger, make it lower. Find your range. It's going to challenge you and activate and burn through the low abs. Now, while the low abs are the focus here, you're also getting inner thighs with those thighs squeezing together. You're also getting obliques, side abs, because our movement is asymmetrical. One side is not mirroring the other side as you go through this movement. You got it. Push through those palms to help stabilize through the upper body. And in 3, 2, 1, bend your knees to your chest and your feet flat to the floor. We're going to take it to single leg circles from here. So go ahead and with your feet flat to the floor, head still rested, knees to the ceiling, I want you to pull your right knee to your chest. Extend your right leg straight to the ceiling and point your toe. And now take your right toes and you're going to draw them counterclockwise in a circle. So toes go left, down, right, and up through center to draw your circle. Pushing your palms down into the ground outside the hips. Working through hip mobility. This is also thigh strength. Gluing your low back to the ground. And now I want you to reverse directions going clockwise. So right, down, left, and up through center. You've got it. Take a nice deep breath. In 3, 2, 1, bend your knee, send your foot flat to the floor, and we switch sides. So right foot flat, left knee comes to your chest, left leg then goes straight to the ceiling, point your toe, and we go across the body first. So this time we actually start clockwise. So toes go right, down, left, and up through center. Draw your circle. Keeping your upper body still, pushing through your palms, hip mobility. You've got it. Again, you can play with the size of the circle and the height of the circle as long as your low back stays glued to the ground. And reverse your directions, going left, down, right, and up through center, counterclockwise. You got it. And in 3, 2, 1, bend your left knee, send your foot flat to the floor, and we take it to our dead bugs with just our legs to start. So keep your back flat, head rested. I want you to lift your feet off the ground, keeping the bend in your knees. So your knees are bent, knees strapped directly over the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. You can take your hands, keep them pushed down into the ground outside the hips, glue your low back to the ground, really pull it down, glue your spine down, and keep it there. Now we're going to take our right leg and we're going to extend it long to hover over the ground and then bring it back to its starting position, home base, and then left leg, and then reset. Alternating right and left. If extending the leg is a lot for the back, the abs, what you can do is you can keep the bend in your knee and then do leg lowers and lifts with the bend in the knee instead of extending it straight. So that is your option. Feel free to take either one. Whatever one's going to suit you best is the one I support you in choosing. Nice job. And in 3, 2, 1, keep those knees tracked over the hips. This time send your arms to the ceiling. And we do full dead bugs. So right leg extends away from the body. So right leg extends long to hover over the ground as left arm reaches back behind the shoulder, hovering off the ground. Reset, switch, opposite arm, opposite leg. Left leg goes long to hover, right arm reaches long behind the head or behind the shoulder. Switching, opposite arm, opposite leg. This is going to fire up the obliques because we are being uneven or asymmetrical. And it's also working low.
Start with your hands, please.
The hands, home base is up towards the ceiling, and then they're going to reach back as the leg extends away from the body. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Keep breathing as you go.
1.
And 3, 2, 1. Rest. Bring your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, and keep your hips down on the ground for now. Take both hands, push them down into the ground outside the hips. From here, we're going to go into shoulder or glute bridges. So I want you to squeeze the glutes, lift the hips towards the ceiling, and then I want you to lower those hips right back down to the ground. So bridges, squeeze the glutes, hips lift, slowly lower them back down. So the head and the shoulders stay rested. The hips, the low and mid back lift off the ground, and then they gently lower back down. Think about your tailbone being the first to lift up towards the ceiling and then the last to lower, articulating one vertebrae of the spine at a time. While you do this, you're going to feel that squeeze through the glutes and hamstrings. You're also going to feel a nice stretch through the front of those hip flexors. We've been doing a lot of movement that involves the movement of the hip flexors. So embrace that stretch through the front of the hips while you get the engagement through the back. Maybe you hold for a moment or two at the top before you reset. Think about exhaling to lift the hips, inhaling to lower, pushing through the palms to help give extra points of contact with the ground, extra stability and engagement. Job. And when you're ready, let those hips come back down to the ground. We're going to take it to penguins next. So for penguins, we're going to lift, keep your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, arms outside the hips. I want them to hover at hip height. Curl up, chin to chest to lift those shoulder blades off the ground like you're in a crunch position. And we're going to add a side bend in this lifted position. So your right hand is going to reach towards your right ankle, kind of creating a side bend through the right side body. And then reset through center, left hand reaches towards left ankle, reset through center. So once your shoulder blades are lifted, you no longer have that up down. You're going to keep the shoulder blades at that lifted height and you're going side to side here. So more like a side bend than a side crunch. So you can choose how big this bend becomes. You choose your range. Just reaching towards same side ankle and then resetting through center, keeping those shoulder blades lifted. So shoulder blades lifted, that's upper abs. This side bend motion is obliques. side abs. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head. We got a spicy one coming right up. So go ahead and send your legs straight to the ceiling, point your toes, and then crunch up, upper abs activated, shoulder blades hovering, and reach your arms to the ceiling. So legs and hands are both reaching up to the ceiling, and shoulder blades are lifted. I want you to lower your right leg as you reach your left arm back. So opposite leg, opposite arm. So right leg lowers towards the ground as left arm reaches back. Come back up through center, switch sides. So very similar to a dead bug. This time we have our upper abs engaged and our legs are longer. So we're building off that heat and we're spicing it up. So opposite arm, opposite leg, lower away from the body towards the floor to hover, and then come right back up. Upper abs working harder, lower abs working harder here in this position. In 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Nice job, everybody. We're gonna roll on over and get on all fours. So now you're gonna get onto all fours with your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Your arms are nice and straight. Elbow, shoulders stacked over those hands. Knees are underneath your hips. Knees are bent, so your shins are trailing behind the knees. Tops of your feet are facing down towards the ground. The bottoms of your feet are facing up. We're going to take it into some bird dog movements. So go ahead and take your right arm and reach it forward, left leg and reach it back at your shoulder and hip height. So right arm is forward at shoulder height, left leg is back at hip height, and we're holding it. Keep your back flat. Keep your head in line with your spine. Keep your belly button pulled in. Your low back might want to cave down. We can prevent that by pulling our belly button into our spine. And keep your head in line with your spine to protect that upper back, to protect the neck. In 3, 2, 1, reset all fours once again. You got this. Take a deep breath. We switch sides. Left arm forward, right leg back. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Keep your back flat, head in line with your spine. Left arm forward, in front of the shoulder, right leg back, behind the hip. Breathe. This is balance. This is obliques. This is the muscles stabilizing the spine. This is abs. We got a lot going on here. In 3, 2, 1, reset. Back to all fours. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Now we're going to take it to that on a moving basis. So right arm reaches forward, left leg reaches back. Then reset, then we switch sides. Left arm forward, right leg back. Reset, switch sides. Flowing through this. Now I want you to imagine your back is balancing some sort of delicious goodie treat on your back. And you don't want to spill it off. So for me, that'll be stuffing. I have a bowl of stuffing on my back and I don't want it to spill off. Keep your back flat, head in line with your spine. You've got it. Breathe. In 3, 2, 1. We're going to come back to all fours. We're going to add a crunch to that. So if you want to stay at what we were just doing for your home base, you can. Or you can add a crunch. So right arm forward, left leg back. And then I want you to bend your right arm and your left leg and bring them in towards each other underneath the belly button, opposite elbow to opposite knee. And then I want you to extend them back out where they started and then reset back down to the ground. Switch sides. So a bird dog crunch. Left arm forward, right leg back, elbow to knee underneath the belly button, extend, reset. The elbow and knee do not have to touch here. They're just pulling towards each other and then straightening away. And then we switch sides. Extra activation through the obliques here to help us balance through these big movements. Building on top of each other here. And in 3, 2, 1, come back to all fours. Nice job. Get a drink if you need. I need one, so that's why I'm saying that. And we're gonna meet on the ground on our bellies, laying nice and long. So lie on the front side of your body. From the front side of your body, belly button down. Reach your arms back by your hips. From here, squeeze your legs together behind you as tight as you can together. Point your toes. We are going to push our hips down to the ground and pull our belly button towards our spine to get activation through our core and to protect our back through this movement. Your belly will stay on the ground even when you pull the belly button to the spine, so it doesn't have to lift. Now hips and belly are going to stay on the ground. Upper and lower body are going to lift off the ground. So go ahead and lift the chest and the legs an inch or two off the ground, activating and strengthening through the back muscles. Let the shoulders draw away from the ears, pull down and back. Arms are hovering at hip height. And breathe here. Try to keep those legs squeezing together close as you can. In 3, 2, 1, let everything float back down to the ground. We're going to do it again. And in 3, 2, 1, lift upper and lower body. So the belly and the hips stay down. Legs and upper body lift. From this lifted position, don't forget to breathe. You're going to circle your right arm out to the side and up in front of the shoulder, reaching forward. And then left arm is going to do the same thing. So now your arms are both reaching forward. And then you're going to circle or sweep the right arm back outside the hip. Circle or sweep the left arm outside the hip and repeat. Right arm sweeps out to the side, up and forward. Left arm sweeps out to the side, up and forward, so it's ahead of the shoulder. And then back by the hip, back by the hip. Right and then left. You got it. Keep breathing. Shoulder mobility in addition to backside of the core strengthening. And 3, 2, 1. Rest your upper and lower body down to the ground. Nice job, everybody. Okay. Next up, I want you to take your elbows and they're going to go underneath your shoulders. That's going to prop your chest up. So elbows on the ground, directly underneath the shoulders, elbows bent, forearms flat on the ground. Take your left hand and put it in a fist. Right hand is going to wrap around the left fist. That's just going to keep your hands together. Chest lifted. Point your nose forward. From this position, squeeze your legs together behind you, one long leg. We're going to go into single leg kick. So with your legs squeezed together, toes pointed, take your right heel and kick it towards your bottom with a big kick. And then once you get as far as you can, add a little I told you so kick. And then extend it, left leg, big kick, little kick, switch. Right leg, big kick, little kick, switch. So kicking towards the glute. The thigh stays on the ground the entire time as the heel kicks back towards the glute and then switches. So we're activating through the glutes and hamstrings here. Chest is lifted, so maybe you pull your shoulders down and back. Get a nice stretch or opening through the chest. Fine. The shoulders relax down and back. And in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest your head. Rest your legs. So now I want you to take your hands and stack one on top of the other. And then just make a nice place for you to rest your forehead. So my forehead is resting on the back of my right hand. Right hand is stacked on top of my left hand. My elbows are out wide. Wiggle out your shoulders to relax them if you need. From here, we go into heel beats. So turn your toes outward slightly. Heels kind of fall inward. And then separate your legs a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Flex your feet. From here, you're going to keep your hips and upper body on the ground. You're going to squeeze through your glutes to lift your legs up off the ground an inch or so to hover. So upper body rested, lower body lifted, legs lifted an inch or so off the ground. Heel beats. Squeeze your heels towards each other and then release. They do not have to touch. Heels squeeze towards each other, release. Squeeze towards each other, release. Getting the inner corner of the glutes activated, glutes and hamstrings working to keep those legs lifted and straight. You got it. In 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. Beautiful, everybody. Let those legs go long behind you. Keep the head rested. We're going to take it into some wipers to loosen up through the low back and through the hip socket. So go ahead and bring both heels towards your glutes. Legs are bent. Thighs still touch the ground. Upper body still rested. Let your feet fall right. Bring them back through center. Let them fall left. So they're kind of making like a rainbow windshield wiper motion. as your shins and your feet. Float left, float right, loosening up through the hip socket, loosening up through the low back, releasing tension. You got it. And when you're ready, wiggle that out, reset, and we come to our glute kick series, the moment we've all been waiting for. Okay, so for our glute kick series, I want you to lie so your left side is down, the right side is up. So left hip down, right hip up, get yourself in a nice straight line from head to toes. From here, you have options with your left arm to support you in maintaining this position. You can use your left arm as a pillow long on the ground. You can bend your left elbow and rest your head in the palm of your left hand, or you can have your left elbow underneath your left shoulder, forearm extended forward on the ground, palm face down, fingertips forward. Flex your feet. Then lift your feet an inch or so forward so that they are no longer in line with the hips, but an inch or so ahead. This is going to help keep that right hip stacked over the left and help prevent it from falling backward. Now, we get right into it. Lift your right leg up to hip height. Both feet are flexed still. And keeping your leg at hip height the entire time, kick your right leg forward, one big kick followed by a little kick. And then I want you to point your toe. Kick it backward, big kick followed by a little I told you so kick. And keep repeating. Big kick forward and then backward. So flexed foot for forward, pointed toe for backward. This is the center of the glutes that we're working here. You're going to feel this where the glutes and the back of the thigh, the hamstrings meet. Woo! If I didn't say it already, you can take your right palm of your hand and push it down into the ground in front of your chest. That's going to help stabilize you. And I say that because I forgot to do that. And while you're doing these kicks, as if there's not enough to remember, try to keep your upper body still. The more still your upper body is, the more isolated you are through the lower body, the more work you're going to get through those glutes. So your low back might want to cave as you kick your heel or your toes back. Try to keep that core pulled in strong, prevent the low back from wiggling and wobbling. I'm going to try to take some of the movement out of the glutes, but we want to keep it in there. And in 3, 2, 1, reset. If you need to rest your right leg, feel free to do so for a moment. And when you're ready to get back into it, flex your right foot, stack it right over the left, and we lift our leg towards the ceiling, and then we lower it back down to hip height. Right leg lifts, right leg lowers. You've got it. Now, when it lowers, it goes just back down to hip height. When it lifts, you're finding your range. So anywhere from 1 inch to like 8 inches is fine by me. What we are getting out of this is side glutes. You're going to feel a pinch outside your hip. These are the muscles we're working right now that are helping stabilize us when we're doing our standing balance exercises to bring it full circle for you. You've got it. Breathe, nice wide collarbone, belly button pulled in. It's fiery, it's spicy, we're loving every second of it. That's why we're here. In 3, 2, 1, if you need to rest that right leg for a moment or so, you can. We're gonna take it to our circles. So keep your foot flexed. We're gonna draw circles with our right leg. So this time you're gonna draw your circle with your right leg, keeping your leg straight. You're going to think about brushing your ankles together as you come through center. So that right ankle will maybe make contact as you brush past the left leg. That's going to keep the circle centered over your bottom leg and keep the work where we want it. So just a little tactile cue if you want it. Now, check in on your right hip as you do these circles. Is your right hip still stacked over your left hip, or is it wanting to dip backwards? If we dip backwards, we lose some of the work. Our body's trying to give us a break. But sometimes our body doesn't know that we're pushing ourselves to get that strength. The muscle's tired and we want it that way. When you're ready, go ahead and reverse your circle. You've got it. Push through that right hand to give yourself more stability. Again, your circle is your range. Doesn't have to be huge. My circle maybe is about 6 or 7 inches. In 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Stay here. We're going to take it to a side plank before we go anywhere. So you're still in your straight line. I want you to take your elbow underneath your shoulder if you didn't, or if you weren't there. Right elbow underneath right shoulder. If it feels better for you to do a side plank on your wrist with a straight arm, do that. So either elbow or wrist directly under the left shoulder. You can kind of find where it feels good for your forearm to go if you are on your elbow. My forearm feels best to reach forward. Right hand can go on your hip or behind your head or towards the ceiling. I don't care which. And lift those hips off the ground. Side plank, obliques coming into the picture once again. So your outer edge of your left foot is on the ground, your elbow and forearm or your wrist are on the ground. Everything else is lifted. Nice straight line, keep your head in line with your spine. Oblique, side abs. I don't know how long we've been here, so 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, drop that left hip back down to the ground. We switch sides. So, nice job, get a drink if you need. We're gonna lay right hip down, left hip up. So, go ahead and lie on your right side, nice and long in a straight line. You have your options for your arm. So, arm as a pillow, head rests in the palm, or elbow underneath shoulder, forearm forward, palm down, fingertips forward. Find what's gonna work for you. Flex your feet. Lift your feet an inch or so forward so you're no longer in straight line with your hips. You're just a little bit ahead of them. Left palm pushes down into the ground in front of the chest. That's gonna give you stability, extra point of contact with the ground. Feet are flexed. Lift your your left foot up to hip height, hovering over the right. And we take it to our forward and backward kick. So foot flex, big kick, followed by a little kick. When you get as far as you can, point your toe, slide backward, big kick, followed by a little kick. And repeat, kick, 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 kick. Flexed foot forward, pointed toe backward. Trying to keep that upper body still once again. That upper body might want to wiggle and shake. Try to keep it as still as possible to isolate through the lower body. The more the upper body wiggles, the more work will come out of the glutes. You want to keep the work in the glutes. We're already here doing it. Let's make the most of it. As you're doing this movement, we're activating through the base of the glutes or the center. So we're getting where the glutes and the hamstrings meet the back of the thigh. You got it. Breathe. And in 3, 2, 1. Reset. If you need to rest your left leg for a moment, feel free. When you're ready to come back to it, feet are flexed and left leg lifts towards the ceiling, lowers back down to hip height. Lifts and lowers. So your lift and lower, you again find your range. We're lifting 1 to 8 inches. Anywhere in between that is perfectly fine. And you'll feel the work move from the base of the glutes to the outer glutes. You got it. Again, check in. Oop, I just caught myself. Check in on that left hip. Stack over the right. It's going to want to fall backward to add some relief. Don't let your body do you any favors like that. You got it. Keep the hips stacked over each other. Foot flexed. We're burning. And in 3, 2, 1. Woo! Nice job. Rest that top foot for a moment if you need. Foot stays flexed. We take it to our circles. Draw a circle. Left leg. And think about brushing your left ankle past your right ankle as you do your circle to help keep the circle centered over the bottom leg. Keep that movement isolated and activating the muscles. You've got it. Circle, again, doesn't have to be huge. It can be anywhere from 1 to 8 inches. You've got it. We're fatigued. We're fighting for it. We're almost there. And reverse directions. You've got it. Last glute exercise of the day. And in 3, 2, 1, rest that top leg. And before you go anywhere, we're going to sneak our side plank in here. So stay on that, lying on that right side down, left side up, feet flexed. You can either have that elbow underneath your shoulder or wrist underneath your shoulder. And we lift those hips up off the ground. Left hand can go behind the head, on the hip, or reach towards the ceiling, whatever you want. And we breathe. So the outside or the outer edge of the right foot is on the ground, and either your elbow and forearm or your hand are on the ground. Underneath your shoulder is key to support the shoulder here. And we breathe. Keep your head in line with your spine. It might want to dip down. You got this. Oblique action. In 3, 2, 1. Sink those hips back down. Beautiful job, everybody. Get a drink if you need. We're going to do our core circuit real quick, and then we'll stretch. So you got this. Hang in there for just a bit more. I'm going to get a sip of water. All right. We're going to start on our backs, head rested, and send your legs to the ceiling. Push your palms down into the ground outside the hips, and point your toes. Legs as straight as you can. Then lower your legs to a diagonal, so just lower them away from the body, a little bit lower than the ceiling. Glue your low back to the ground, low abs pulled in. Lateral scissor switches, so cross your right leg over your left, then uncross, then switch, left leg over right. Switch and switch. Now you choose how low your legs go based off of your low back. So if your low back is glued, lower those legs a little bit. If your low back is starting to peel off the ground, lift the legs towards the ceiling a little bit. Nice job. And in 3, 2, 1, bend your knees, send your feet flat to the floor, curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hovering, reach your hands to the ceiling, and hold here. Hold those upper abs nice and tall. I want you to reach your right arm behind your head, then back to the ceiling. Left arm reaches behind the head, then back to the ceiling. Keep your upper abs activated. Keep those shoulder blades lifted the entire time. Shoulders stay high. Arms alternate, reaching back and up. You got it. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Nice job. We're going to take it to standard side crunches. Those can look however they'd like for you. I'm going to put my hands behind my head, elbows wide. Your hands can also go across your chest. Curl up. Chest pulls towards the right knee. Reset. Chest pulls towards the left knee. Reset. So the feet stay flat. The knees aren't moving. But you are just crunching off center. So instead of going straight up and down, you're just twisting through the core slightly as you lift and then lower back through center. Trying to keep those shoulder blades high through the entire lift. If your shoulder blade is digging into the ground as you lift, make the twist smaller. The twist doesn't have to be huge to make a difference. With the obliques, every single exercise in this circuit does target the obliques as well as other portions of the core. In 3, 2, 1, rest your head, send your legs straight up to the ceiling. We're going to take it to our lateral scissor switches, legs straight, toes pointed, lower them away from the ceiling to a diagonal, low back glued to the ground, right leg crosses over left leg crosses over right. Finishing the workout with the final countdown. Who did that? So funny. You got it. Glue that low back down to the ground as you do those lateral scissor switches. You can do it. Breathe. And in 3, 2, 1, feet flat to the floor, curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hover, hands reach to the ceiling, right arm reaches back, reaches up, left arm reaches back, reaches up, alternating. Keep those shoulder blades high. So this is our upper ab exercise, and with our arms reaching back and up, alternating, it's activating through the obliques. The obliques have to stabilize us, keep us centered, keep the shoulder blades lifted. It's the upper abs job here. You've got it. Breathe. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest your head. And we take it to our side crunches next. Hands behind head, elbows wide, or hands across the chest. Curl and crunch. Right and left. Shoulder blades lifted. This is our side ab work as we crunch off center, but also upper abs getting activated as we lift the shoulder blades to hover in that upward motion as we take it side to side. If your hands are behind your head, elbows wide, they're just holding, supporting, they're not pushing or pulling. Elbows staying wide, keeps more work, spreads the weight out for the upper abs to have to pick it up. In 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Last round, here we go. Head rested, lateral scissor switches, legs straight to the ceiling, then lower them to the diagonal. Right leg crosses over left, switch. Left leg crosses over right, switch. This is our low abs with our legs crossing over one another. That also adds the oblique work to help keep us stabilized through center. Low back glued to the ground. Low abs activating right underneath the belly button. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Reset. Feet flat to the floor. We take it to our side crunches. Hands behind head, elbow wide, or nope. I lied. We hold our shoulder blades high. We reach our hands to the ceiling, upper abs, and then we alternate. Reach right arm behind us, reach back to the ceiling, reach left arm behind us, reach back to the ceiling. upper abs with a little oblique side ab action. You got it. I almost skimped us out of one exercise. And in 3, 2, 1. Rest your head. Now we take it to our side crunches. Hands behind head, elbows wide, or arms across the chest. Crunch right, crunch left. Hopefully lift. Obliques working to get us off center here as we come up. Last exercise, and then we stretch. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Rest your head. Beautiful job, everyone. Got some oblique action going in there. That's spicy. We cool down. What a change of pace. What a way to finish with the final countdown. I bet I thought I was funny when I did that. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our cool down. Feel free to follow along with me or do what feels best in your body. I just got a drink of water. Feel free to do that if that feels good for you too. I'm gonna get onto all fours. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips for cat-cow, stretching the muscles that stabilize the spine and through the core. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, back stays flat, head is in line with your spine. You start with a big inhale. On your exhale, we take it to cat. Dip your head. Chin comes to your chest, push your spine to the sky, push through your palms. And when you need to inhale, then you will dip your belly low, roll your shoulders down and back, open your collarbone wide, point your nose forward for cow. And you cycle through these with your breath. So arching your spine up to the sky for cat as you exhale. And as you inhale, you dip your belly low for cow, kind of moving at your own pace with your breath. If it feels good to add wiggles or shift your weight in any of these phases, feel free to take that option. Take those options. You got it. And when you are ready, go ahead and come back to a flat back. Curl your toes under, send your hips to the sky. Downward dog or pike position. So the balls of your feet and your hands are on the ground. Everything else is lifted, upside down V shape, hips up. Push your heels towards the ground to get a deeper stretch through the spine or through the backs of the legs, and pull your chest towards your knees for a deeper stretch through the spine. And when you're ready, go ahead, bring those knees back down to the ground. We roll onto our backs. Once you are on your back, hug your right knee to your chest and extend your left leg long on the ground, or you can send your left foot flat to the floor, knee to the ceiling. The difference between those two is left leg long allows a stretch through the front of the left hip. Knee bent allows support through the low back. So both great options for you. On your next exhale, open the knee wide outside the rib cage, stretching through the inner thigh, outer hip. Just for funsies, since it's the first day of December, my workout socks today have candy canes on them in the shape of hearts. Just thought I'd share that fun fact. I've been waiting to pull these out for a while. Okay, we're going to take it to our twist. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Guide the right knee up and over towards the left side of the body. Right arm goes long to a T outside the right shoulder. Nose points to right. Spine twist, glute stretch, shoulder and chest opener. Breathe. And reset. Hug both knees to your chest. Give yourself a little rock if it feels good. And then keep your left knee into your chest and extend your right leg out long or right foot flat. Starting to loosen up through the back of the left glutes, back of the left leg. And on your next exhale, you can open the left knee wide. So you're just opening it like an inch or so wider to feel the stretch move from the back of the thigh to the inner thigh and the outer hip. As soon as you feel that, you're in the right spot. And we twist. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Guide the left knee up and over to the right side of the body. Left arm goes long to a T, nose points left. Spine twist, glute stretch, shoulder and chest opener. And go ahead and unwind, come through center, hug your knees to your chest, and sit tall for your forward fold. Sitting tall, shoulders stacked over the hips, legs extended long and straight in front of you, arms by your side. Inhale as you circle your arms out to the sides and up over the head. Exhale as you hinge forward, fold yourself in half. Reach for your toes. Relax your shoulder blades down and away from each other. Create space for that stretch to creep up to the mid to upper back. Meet yourself wherever you're at, wherever your hands can reach. And when you're ready, we will end in our butterfly. So the bottoms of your feet will come together to touch, knees point out to each side, opening through the inner thighs, outer hips. Maybe you hinge forward and get a stretch through the spine as well. 3. Take a couple extra deep breaths for yourself. I almost just fell over as I was standing up. And I'm gonna stop our recording here.